Well, I came in third in this tournament, but these $50 buy-in tournaments, boy, talk about some weird play. So I played a little tournament today and wanted to talk real quickly about it. It was only a $50 buy-in tournament. I usually don't buy into such little tournaments, but on a Thursday night, got 90 people, and first place is over 1,000. So for 50 bucks, hey, I ended up ending in third. I knocked out in third place, and the thing is I'm a little bit. Looks like I bumped the button. I'm a little irked because three-handed is kind of standard. If he has 10 bigs, I have pocket eights. The board comes 10-9 deuce or what have you. He raised that call. He bet. I just put it in, figuring he could be betting with ace high or what have you. But this guy's way too tight. I can just call. If he bets again, I can just fold. I mean, really, he's that exploitable and that tight. He had queens when I had eights, and then the very next hand he raised, and I just put it in with queen 10 off. He never raises. He's super tight, even though it's only three-handed. Queen 10 off would be a standard shove with. I had like 5 big blinds, but if he's raising, queen 10 off isn't good. Guess what? He had aces. I mean, and the thing is I was running over him like crazy. You could raise and he fold every single time to like a min raise on his big blind, three-handed, or four-handed. So, if he shows any kind of life, you just fold. So that was my mistake there in the last couple of hands. And talking about real goofy hands that you find in these $50 tournaments, I mean, there's guys in there that are brand new and never played poker before, which is cool. But then they do some things that are really goofy. I had one hand where I'd raised with an ace, a weak ace in late position, and big blind just called, and a couple other people called. The flop come ace, king, jack with 2 clubs, and the guy donks into like a $25,000 pot. He donks like 2,000, and it was like, okay, and one guy called, and I was like, what is he doing? Is he like trapping or doing something silly? I probably should have just raised maybe at that point to find out if he's just doing something silly with a draw, because typically you would think that's he's just trying to get a cheap price on his draw. But I just called. The turn was like an offsuit deuce or something, changed nothing. And again, he bet 2,000, and he had like 20-some thousand, a little less than pot size bet left. So I just put him in because I'm thinking, okay, this guy's just flirting around trying to get a real good price with his flush draw or something. I have top pair, I'm going to charge him. He had a set of jacks. So he just called with people behind him. Didn't even think about three-betting to my late position open, and then bet like a tenth of the pot, maybe 15% of the pot, whatever it was. It was really small, and then he bet the same amount again on the turn. And I think he was just trying to entice me or someone to do what I did. So you find something like that. Like, how do I counter that with someone plays like that? I guess I can just call. The thing about just calling, which is kind of nice, is if the draw comes in on the river, and it's a very drawy board, I can probably rep it. I don't know if I could get a guy like that to fold the set, but that's an option. I can just call again, and then if the club comes, he checks, I just bomb the river. It's going to be hard for him to call. The set, I don't know if he'd be able to fold that, but it's an option I thought about. And then I had another time where a guy in late position in the cutoff just limped, and I looked down at what did I look down at? Jack 10 suited. I opened, of course, I raised, and then gets back around to the guy who limped in the cutoff, and he jams. Now I'm thinking, boy, he must have like a pocket pair. It smells to me like a pocket pair, which Jack 10 suited is ahead of. But I also am way behind some goofy hands, like hands that he really should open. He should open with I don't think he would limp with, ace queen or ace king or aces or kings or a real strong hand. But, maybe a hand like king jack, king 10, queen jack. And I'm in bad shape against those hands. So, but he ended up, I opened like 20,000. He went all in for 50-some thousand. It wasn't that much for me to call. I was getting like about 2 to 1. Maybe 2.5 to 1. It was close, and I called, and he had king jack, which is really weird. Like, You would think King Jack and the cutoff would open, not limp jam. But really weird. So you see things like this that really make no sense, and they're really not good poker plays. But it's a $50 tournament, so you're going to see weird shit like this. And the thing I think the correct way to play in these kind of tournaments is to just play solid. Don't get into their limping game. Just hang back and watch everyone knock each other out, because that's basically what was happening. Everyone was playing so horrible. You just saw everyone knocking each other out. You saw like a lady, if she'd open to like 10x, 8x, like huge open sizes. And the guy would, go all in with top pair and weak kicker. There's a guy that opened with pocket nines, and I had a suited ace. So he opened on the button to just over a min raise. I called with a suited ace. I thought about 3-betting, but I just called. And the flop comes ace 4-5, and I had like ace deuce and check, and he jams for like 3 times the size of the pot. But he insta jammed, and I'm thinking, why on earth would you insta jam if you had a strong ace here? It just doesn't make sense. Wouldn't you want to get some value? But some people will just jam with an ace, So I ended up calling, and he had pocket nines. So apparently he just decided, I'm going with the nines. Hopefully he doesn't have an ace. And so I saw a lot of people throwing out huge bets when only better is calling. Like, only better is calling. Only an ace is calling there. I don't know why you would jam nines. You can make a normal bet with nines. I can call, and then you can kind of find out where you're at and see if you want to try to pressure me off a weak ace, or but to just insta jam just doesn't make sense when only better is calling. I saw a ton of. There's a big rule in poker where you don't want to bet if only better is calling. That's something that new players and basically new recreational players, they don't play much, they don't know. It's only better is calling. So if you're jamming and only better is calling, it's not a good bet. And I saw that a ton. Only better is calling. A guy would have top pair with a 4 kicker, and he just jammed. And you know what? Only top pair with a better kicker is calling. So it's a bad bet. And 2 times the pot. So that's just what I saw in this tournament. It was cool. Would have been nice to do a little bit better. It was close. I definitely had a skill edge on these guys. Especially the one guy who was uber tight. I made a mistake there. It's possible I could have hung around. I was maybe the chip leader by a little bit when it was 3-handed. It was close. But it was cool. And everyone was pretty friendly, and made some money. So I made like $500 and some. So around, it was $504 or something is $50 buy-in. So worked out, made like $450. But hopefully this is a little helpful for you guys playing the super low buy-in tournaments. You see really squirrely stuff, and you see a lot of the mistakes that I just kind of pointed out. So hopefully that's helpful to some of you newer players. So that's it. We'll talk to y'all later.